What is going on, Sabres fans? Welcome to another episode of Sabres Spotlight with your host Matt and Ryan. Ryan, what's going on?
I can't even say anything else besides I'm really mad. I'm really mad right now. Really mad.
So we are for the listeners that are getting this. Well, you're receiving this to your podcast feed on Thursday, Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. But of course, this is after the Sabres just lost. So we debated on whether or not we even want to record tonight because we're so charged up right now. But we're like, no, let's let's just get it done with. It'll be somewhat cathartic, and we can get the show uploaded for Thanksgiving. But yeah, that was tough, man.
Oh my God, dude. I guess we can I guess we can start with like what we've been up to this week. So what have you been up to this week?
Honestly, man, not too much. You know more than anybody that like I have issues with my basement, and this time it's like sometimes like when it gets like the winter like this, I start getting water. And I actually didn't even tell you this yet, but yeah, I've been like pleasantly surprised because so far we've gotten a lot of rain, and I haven't had any water in my basement yet. I get like two trouble spots. And for listeners, I have carpet in my basement, and then so I have one spot that by the carpet that always gets wet. So I pull the carpet up, whatever. I try and prepare ahead of time. Haven't done that yet this year, but it hasn't been an issue. Then another spot kind of in my basement, kind of behind my washer, that's less of an issue, honestly. But so I usually just tend to it every now and then when it gets like the wet season with towels and whatnot and just cycle them through. And last night I came home and I told Katie, I'm like, babe, you know what? We've been getting a lot of rain and we haven't gotten anything in the basement yet. We're so lucky. So don't I wake up this morning and I go down there to grab something and I step in a big fucking puddle. My
Oh
my
my
foot
God.
just gets immediately soaked. So there I am, messing around this morning, 30 minutes, just pulling my rug up, getting my floor fans on it. And so, yeah, that's been my last 12 hours here trying to get that all pulled up and squared away. But
Dude,
other than that, not too much. What's up with you?
you've been dealing with that issue in your basement for literally the moment you bought that house. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah, and the lady we brought it from, you ever have any issues with water on it? No, nothing, nothing. Are you sure? It
Yep.
kind of looks like
Yep.
it. No, no, nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't
Oh
worry
my
about it,
God.
guys. Little old lady. You think you can trust the old ladies? No, 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 not this
Oh,
lady. Although I do
they're
love her,
they're
so
vicious.
I hope she's doing well. She was very sweet, but
She made a
yeah,
buck
she
off you, and she
she
was
definitely
laughing
fucked
her
us with our
ass off.
basement.
Yeah, she was laughing at you. She knew. But me, dude, not really much going on with me. I mean, just like kind of just chilling. We actually put the Christmas decorations. Well, I say
Oh, let's
we.
go.
My wife put the Christmas decorations up while I was yelling at the TV and the Sabres lost tonight.
Oh,
But
just tonight? Okay.
yeah, she just did it. She actually just texted me that she's really happy that she did it. So that's kind of funny. But I helped because I carried all the boxes upstairs. So that was my contribution.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. Yeah, we've been up for a while there, but I don't know. I just love having the Christmas tree up. You got the tree up and everything?
Yeah, the tree's up and everything.
Yeah, we don't have the outside up yet, but that's probably the plan for like the next nice day. So, we'll
Right.
see.
Whenever that comes, because it's been absolutely miserable.
Yep. All right. All right. Well, speaking of miserable, let's get into that's a perfect segue. So let's get into the game tonight. We'll go in reverse order today because we figured we'd start with the big news here, the loss tonight, and I think we were up 2-0 tonight, right? Or didn't we have a 2-0 lead in this game?
We did. We had a 2-0 lead in the first period, and we were flying. I mean, we got to start with Zach Benson scoring our goal of the year. What a fucking goal that was. I was freaking out. How about you?
Yeah, that goal was insane. I just so like you know what's funny about this? Okay, so I thought about what I was gonna say about this goal on the podcast other than the fact that it was just awesome. And I tweeted out from our show account that I'm gonna like probably fall asleep just watching that highlight on a loop tonight. But I was thinking, so like as soon as it happened, I called you right away, and
Yep.
you were just like going crazy, right? And then I called my brother-in-law. Well, I called my dad next, and then I called my dad because I'm talking to my dad all the time. Like I call it like Bills
Oh,
games and
dude.
we're
This guy's dad calls him like in the middle of the Bills game, like after a play, like we could get a stop on third down. And he'll call him and he'll be like, big stop on third down. That's just ridiculous, man. I love it.
So I call my dad, and then I call my brother-in-law, and then I'm thinking like, all right, so there's like so my kids are already sleeping, but I'm like, there's obviously kids too that are like, watching this game. So I'm like, that's the type of play or the type of excitement. Like, I mean, it just spanned 3 generations. Like, it got me pumped. It's getting all the little kids watching, pumped, excited, probably ready to go play some hockey. And then like the older generation who's been waiting for the Sabres to be exciting for some time. And granted, it's been like an up and down start to the season, but like when you see something like that, it was just like, oh man, it just got me going. And at that point in time, so we were up 2-0. I was like, oh, there's no way we're losing. I'm like, we're already up 2. We'd never score first, and we got all this momentum after this sick goal, and then it just kind of like the second period I didn't think was too bad, but then it just kind of went downhill in the
Well,
third. They parked the bus a little
this is
bit. I don't know.
where
What do you think?
this is where I have a problem with Don Granato in general. Besides running the 11 forward, 7 defense that we have going on because we're afraid to hurt people's feelings and sit them because we're a bunch of babies in this organization. Our third periods are routinely just like boring. Like even
Yeah,
if we have a lead, I think MSG showed how many shots both teams had. I think with like 5 minutes left in the third period, and both teams were sitting at 4. And
yeah,
I get that we're trying to kill the game, but we were trying to kill the game for a full 20 minutes. Like clearly it didn't work. Obviously, I mean they scored to tie it up and then won, but I just have a problem there with our tactics like all the time. It's not working. It's not winning hockey. Like I feel like they're afraid to get scored on so much that they're not even trying to push offense, and
yeah,
it cost us tonight.
yeah. That's a big thing that we've kind of discussed, and that a lot of people just like kind of in like the Sabres like world have talked a lot about is like, all right, well, like our scoring's down and we're focusing on offense. Like, what trade off is there? Like, is there an expense there? And you know what I was thinking tonight? Who would have really helped at the end of the game there? Peyton Krebs. Having Peyton Krebs on the ice
Yeah,
probably would have helped. Give a little bit more defensive positioning to the team at the end there. And well, he was a healthy scratch tonight, so that was a nice move by the team.
you're right. I mean, Krebs' defensive metrics are pretty good, even though he's skating with 2 players that shouldn't be on the goddamn team anymore. Like I love Kyle Poso, I love Zemgus Girgensons, but you can't play them both. You cannot play them both. And Oposo was flying tonight most of the game. Then they're gonna put him on the ice to kill the game on the 6-on-5, and they get scored on. It's like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing?
So speaking of the 6-on-5, because I've brought this up to you, and this is a strong feeling I have, so I can elaborate on this too. But like, what do you think about like I know third period we just talked about this, like third period there's scramble drills and stuff, but I feel like at the end of like the last minute of like every period, especially when we're playing with a lead, this team just scrambles. It doesn't matter what it is. Like the last, I've just noticed a pattern. It's just like it's consistent, and I don't know. I don't know if that's lack of focus or just them not thinking something can happen at the in the last minute and you're just kind of getting to the locker room. I don't know, but it's definitely a trend that I have noticed, and I don't notice that with a lot of other teams that we play.
Well, yeah, even watching other games, like I mean, I'm a sicko. I watch way too much hockey. But like part of the problem with our team is when we get saves, we're giving up rebounds. Like Levi tonight was a rebound machine,
Yeah,
and he's not really pushing it into like a less dangerous area. He's giving up a rebound and pushing it like into a scoring opportunity. So we're not. The reason it looks so scrambly is because like yeah, we're letting a shot off, but we're not getting a face off from it, and
yeah.
we're not clearing the puck on the first opportunities either. So it just they keep coming back in waves, and we're not changing. So guys are tired, and it looks horrible. It's just a mess, man. It really is a mess. I mean, what are we 8, 9, and 1 at Thanksgiving? Like this is a fucking joke. I'll be honest with you. It is a fucking joke.
Well, I think now we're 8-9-2. So
Eight,
I
nine, and two. Yeah,
just
you're right.
yeah. But I mean, essentially 8-11. I mean, you essentially have 8 wins and
Yeah,
11
three.
losses.
Yeah, 3 games under 500.
Yeah, yeah, it's not good. You know what? You know what I was thinking when you were talking about the rebounds, because we mentioned this too on this show, how like Levi has had it, and we're going to talk about him a little bit more, later on with some of our discussion. But Levi's rebounds, it's like you remember the game Hungry Hungry Hippos,
Yeah.
right? So you have like all the balls just kind of floating around. It's like that every time. It's like it just like that ball that just goes right in front of the hippo, and you just like eat it right up. Like it's just always that rebound just always in like a perfect spot for the defenders. And he's had some issues with rebound control, and he did it again tonight. It
Well,
wasn't. great
Was
performance, I guess.
the Capitals' second goal to tie it. It's a 2-on-1. I forget how it was created, but it was a 2-on-1, and he makes the save, and Samuelson can't find the puck, and it's in the back of the net. And it's like that's been a lot of the goals that Levi has given up is kicking a rebound into a spot where there's a second opportunity, or just straight up just not making the save. We're gonna talk about it, but they need to make a big boy decision and send him to Rochester like every other fucking goalie that has ever played in the National Hockey League. This kid is not transcendent. He is not transcendent. I'm sorry. I love him. I think he's going to be fantastic, but he's 21 years old. And
Yeah,
it's not working. It's not working. And it's not even like we're getting shit goaltending from UPL and Comrie. They're playing fine, especially
yeah,
Comrie when he's healthy.
sure.
So
Yeah.
this shit is ridiculous.
Well,
If I
we can
fail,
we'll
I
just
feel
get in. We can just get into this now because while we're here,
all right.
we might as well talk
Because I'm
about it because
ranting.
I
I'm
think we pretty much
ranting.
wrapped up the game for the most part. I do think we had a power play goal tonight, which is good to see at
Yeah,
least.
Dylan Cousins after because he's fucking brain dead and he doesn't know what he's doing either. So
Yeah, I mean we kind of lost the game because of Cousins, honestly. So like, I
Dylan
won't prop
Cousins
him up too much
six
with the power
what
play goal.
10 seconds left. We have the puck and he takes a wrist shot from like Jupiter that's not going in at all. And of course they go on a 2-on-1 and end the game. But it's
Yeah, yeah, that was
just
brutal.
just
But
so
going
dumb.
back to Levi here, so like it's interesting. So like I don't know. I'll tell you kind of my thoughts too. I know you just kind of mentioned that you're leaning towards the side of sending him down. I guess my hesitancy with that is like he clearly is a very high variance goalie right now. Like there's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs. Like he makes a lot of great saves. I thought he had some nice saves tonight too, and it's just hard. I think what do I think he's transcendent? No, like I don't think he's this like out of the box goalie or this like exception to the rule type goalie that like he doesn't deserve time. And it's a lame point maybe, but like I do think his mindset is different. Like I don't think you're going to shake his confidence by having him play up here. Now, I think those are kind of more secondary points. I think the where I stand more so with Levi is like my confidence with Comrie and UPL. And like they haven't really this year given me a reason to not trust them, especially UPL. I think he's played really, really freaking good.
Yeah,
And Comrie has too in a couple things, but like Comrie has his injury history. UPL has his history of like again also being a high variance goalie. So I don't know. For me, it's just like if if those are your options, you don't have like some stud, then like why not get him some games? And then but I guess the other point is like, well, you can call him up at any point. Like he's if you send him down, he
yeah.
can play a shit ton of
He's what
games and call
a
him up.
seventy
So I don't
minute.
know. I can see both sides, I guess.
He's what a an 80 to 90 minute drive down the fucking throughway to get here. So like he can come back at any point if he's playing well and regain some confidence. Like you got to give him. I don't know. I feel like you got to give him games. Like isn't his yeah you're not worried about his mentals, but like isn't his mentals like trashed like now like giving up these goals like late in games like I don't know.
I don't know. You
I
heard
got
him talk. He was on the Spit and Chickas podcast this week, and I know you listened to the interview, and
yep
they were talking about how he got scored on in like 11 goals, and like he was kind of like whatever about it, and then but then in his college game he asked to go back in after giving up like 6 already because he's like I just want to like finish it with the boys. I don't know. I don't think it'll be a confidence thing with him. I guess if I had to sum it up, I guess predictively I do think he will probably end up going down because I think that's the decision the Sabres will make. But for me and just like my emotional, because I'm such an emotional guy, like I like to ride with like my emotions. I just want him up because I just love him and I just want him up and I just want
I
to
know
watch him. Like I want to watch him the good and bad. And I'm like, you know what? If this team's going to continue to play Oposo and Gergensons, like why not play Devin Levi? Like he's not worse than them
oh
at
I
his
know
position, honestly.
because they sound unserious when you play both those guys. I mean this really pisses me off and it goes right back to Kevin Adams and we gave him what a C for the fucking off season. Well now honestly he's a fucking F. This guy This guy sat on his hands all off season. We were hype last year, 91 points, 1 point out of the playoffs. Incredible year for us. and we're not going to sniff it this year. I really don't think we sniff playoffs. I think we're out by Christmas if we play like this. This is like it, Kevin
Well, with
Adams
the
not
Tage
going.
injury too, I mean that's big.
Yeah,
Tage is going to miss probably 15, 20 games. I mean that's a quarter of your season. So with him
I
out, I
think
mean you
we
got to
play.
scramble. Quinn's not back yet either. He won't be back for another 10 games.
You're right. Yeah, Quinn's out. I mean, my brain is just fried right now, dude. Like it's so frustrating knowing what could have been, what we could have done in the off season to like mitigate these issues, and we just chose not to. And I don't understand. I really don't. Like, are they just expecting because last year was so fun that like teams aren't just gonna, or that the fans aren't just gonna say fuck off again like they did for the last 12 years? Like the building is gonna be empty again because of this team. Like I can see that happening. It's that bad right now.
Yeah, and the thing with this season is like, and why we've been so frustrated with the lack of moves. Well, been on record since the beginning of the season saying that I don't think Kevin Adams has what it takes to get a big deal done until he proves it to me, until he shows me that he can make a big move, or not even like a big move, just some move. Because when's the
What's
last
his
time
big move right now?
now's a good time to do it. You got to do it sooner than later, or you're going to start to lose the fan base. And we'll talk about this later. Oh, if he sends Zach Benson down, especially after that goes
Oh,
night, I mean,
yeah,
people are
no.
gonna flip out. Like he cannot do that. Benson basically stamped his ticket for his first year contract tonight, in my opinion. But I don't think I don't think Kevin Adams can make a big move. I think that I don't know if other GMs take him serious enough and they think they can just walk all over him. But I can just see him calling these other GMs and them just like getting off the phone with him and just laughing, be like, yeah, like I'm not dealing with this guy. And I don't know. That's just the vibe I get until he proves it to me, until he shows me that he can actually make a move. I don't see it happening. But his big move will be Patrick Kane. But what did you do for
Okay.
Patrick Kane? What did you
Oh
actually
my
do
God.
for Patrick Kane other than
Nothing.
again
You gave him
sit on your
money. You
ass in
gave
an
him money.
office? He's just sitting, but you're just sitting on your ass in an office and just all right, let's give him $3 million because we can like whatever. Like
Yeah. And
you're not actually negotiating anything.
yeah, if Kane does come here, Kevin didn't really do anything. His big move right now is the Greenway trade, and that's it. I mean, he's a third, fourth liner. We haven't made a move for.
Yeah, Minnesota was dumping him anyways
Yeah,
last
they
season.
were done with him. He was terrible for them last season.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't done anything, and I don't know what the mandate is from ownership or from like I guess Kevin is the highest one besides the owners, but why I don't know why the goal for this season was to just run it back. Like, give all these kids contracts, which I'm totally fine with, 100% fine with that. But they didn't use the rest of their cap space to fill in the holes that were so obvious from last season.
Well, and like you said, so what I'm saying before, like when aside from poor roster management and addressing issues and building some veteran depth, like you brought in Connor Clifton and Eric Johnson, like
Great,
those are
great.
whatever signings, but like when's the last time a team got to a playoffs that was like as young as us and didn't have these like veteran guys that could do it? I mean, maybe Seattle last year, but then before that,
They
I
weren't
mean,
even
like
young. Seattle wasn't even young. They're an old team.
yeah. So that's what
They're
I'm saying. The teams that make it, like they have those veteran guys, those guys that have kind of been there, done it, or have at least put a handful of years into the NHL. Like they needed to go out and reward these young kids because the Sabres aren't sneaking up on anybody anymore. They're not.
no.
They're not getting everybody's backup goalie. They're not getting a shit effort because a team overlooks them going into the next week. Like the the teams around the league know that they're good and they know that they can score because they proved it last year. So they're not getting any easy nights or any nights off anymore. And they gotta do better. They gotta be better.
Do you want to talk about Oh no, no. This is before we go to Winnipeg. Let's talk. I had this thought in my head when you were talking about Kevin. Do you think so? There's like a GM, like I don't know if it's like an email thread or like text chain. Do you think like like Kevin will throw out a chat in the text and then like fuck name a GM? Steve Eiserman is like,
Mike
hey, bud,
Greer.
like Mike Greer in San Jose, and he's like, can you fucking believe this guy? You think he's serious? Like,
Oh yeah,
Aside,
absolutely.
that's just
There's
it's
two
just
there's two there's two GM chats. There's one with Kevin Adams and there's one without. And the one
oh my
without
god.
is just a bunch of fucking clown faces, clown
Yeah,
emojis.
just Kevin Adams memes about how he's just gonna sit on his hands and give himself a fucking stranger in the office the whole season.
It's just him in his dumbass Carolina Hurricanes jersey that he looks like a serial killer in.
Oh my god, we're just fucking ragging on Adams right now. I love it because he's being a little bitch and not making any moves. But dude, so let's talk about the previous couple games because this Washington game is gonna piss me off. I mean, I guess I'll get pissed off again just talking about these other two games. But in Winnipeg, I mean, they didn't play well. Like they were horrible for two periods until, the media like kind of reported, kind of didn't that Granado like lost his shit in the locker room in the second intermission, and they came out flying
Right.
and probably should have won if it wasn't for Connor Hellebuck. And you thought that they would carry that over to Chicago, and they sleptwalked through that entire game. You'd think they would carry that over because, like, all right, this is how we need to play. We were fast on pucks. We were like, playing really well, and they go into Chicago and like barely squeak out a win there. Like this team is just they're not good. Like I've come to grips with the fact that they're not a good hockey team.
Well, that's what's frustrating is that so in that Winnipeg game, I mean, the first two periods were brutal. They were just
Oh my
brutal.
god, they
And then
were awful.
like you said, somebody must have said something, whether it was Granado or Darlene, because that third period they look great, and that's the frustrating thing is that they don't ever look good for 60 minutes. Like, and I know you're like, there's two teams playing. I get it. So like when we look bad, it's because that other team looks good, and when we look good, it's because that other team maybe looks bad. So like other fan bases are frustrated too. But like it is a it is like it feels like a chore for this team right now to put together a full 60 minutes. Like they're just like it's like one thing goes wrong and then like it just spirals and this team like that was not an issue last year. Like last season when they got down, they knew they were going to come back, and I don't know if that's a thing. Like they know it's harder to score this year because they're more focused on defense, so maybe they don't have as much confidence in coming back in these games. But like last year they came back in a lot of games because they could score. In this game they're just not doing it, and these games were so frustrating. They haven't put together a whole 60 minutes, and then it's just
Power
sloppy.
play.
Even the wins we've had this season, aside from a couple, they haven't really looked like good efforts or even like the better team in a lot of those games.
Part of it is the power play, man. The power play is sinking our entire season. I'll be like, if they could get like, I know Cousins had one tonight after the 5-on-3, but the previous two games, man, like the whole season, they're not scoring goals because they're not getting power play contribution from anybody.
Well, they're 20. I think they're 27th in the league right now. They did get a power play goal against Chicago, which was a nice pass I remember from Darlene to Skinner. So that was like a
Yep,
true
yep.
like power play goal. And then Cousins got the snipe tonight. But like I mean, the power play, yeah, is still super dysfunctional, and that's where I'm kind of like, honestly, like right now, as much as we dogged on it earlier, like just bring Patrick Kane in, like whatever. If Adams isn't going to make a move, which he clearly doesn't have the balls to do, he like or the wherewithal to do, like just sign Patrick Kane and bring him in because he can't be any worse. And
Well,
if his hip's not good and he's going to be injured or whatever, I mean, then you have what you have, like whatever.
yeah, then you can just throw him on LTIR, like whatever. But
Yeah.
the streets are saying that it's like 80% that he comes here. The streets, always talking. But why the fuck would he want to come here? Like, if I was Patrick Kane, I wouldn't want to come here. I wouldn't want to come join this mess. I
No.
want to. I know Elliot Friedman is saying that the Western Conference is kind of like out of the question for him. He kind of wants to just stay East. So it's really us in Florida. And holy shit, I would pick Florida 10 times out of 10 before coming here. Even if you think he's washed up and not going to play well, if I was him personally, Florida is where I would want to go over Buffalo. Even if Buffalo offers the 2 years.
Well, that's the thing is like the Sabres are probably dumb enough to give him like a 2 year deal and like give him more money, and whereas these other teams probably aren't. But also like I know he wants to go to a team where maybe there's less pressure. He doesn't, and like if he's coming here, like Sabres fans, and I will do it myself. I'll be like, you need to save us. Like there's pressure immediately because we're sinking. We're trending the wrong way. So if he comes here, it's not like, hey, you can come here, kind of ride on the third line and, contribute when you can. Like, there's going to be pressure to get us there on top of the fact that you're here to help us break the drought. So, I mean, there's pressure. There's going to be some increased pressure on him if he decides to come here, maybe more than he'd like. I don't know. Maybe this was more
Well, yeah.
realistic a couple weeks ago, but we'll see.
Well, yeah, like I felt like him coming here, like you said, he could ride on like a third line and play power play. Like that would be perfect for him, especially coming off injury, because I don't think he's gonna drive a line like he did, before. I mean, he did have a 91 point season a couple years ago, but that was pre-injury. But he's not. I don't think he's doing that anymore. Like his ideal spot is playing on the third line and soaking up power play minutes. Now, like you said, he comes here. I think we're gonna have to. I mean, honestly, I would if he did come here, I would want him to do that. Like maybe play with like a Benson and like a Middlestat on a line on a third line. That'd be great for him. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
But I think Don has so much hubris. It's disgusting. Don would put him with Skinner and Tage if Tage was healthy, and put Tuck on line too, or some shit like that. Because Don's hubris is nuts. He would think, "Oh, this is Patrick Kane. I got to get him top 6 minutes, guaranteed." I know he would.
Well, knowing Donnie, we would sign we would sign Patrick Kane like for like 8 million a year, some fucking ridiculous number, and
Yeah,
then Donnie wouldn't even play him. He'd just bench him, and then it would keep rolling out Gergensons, Oposo. Maybe we can sign some other old timers and have them skate out there, have a holly jolly time on the ice together.
yeah. Maybe he would do something dumb like that. But I'm still for it. I will go on record and say that earlier this year I was not for it. I said absolutely not. But now I'm like, just give me anything. It'd be a fun storyline, and even if we're not going to be good, at least it might be another jersey to buy. Because shit, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm fine with it now. I wouldn't have been at the beginning of the year, but I also didn't anticipate this start from the Sabres. So we need a little bit of help right now. So anything we can take, let's get in. We can talk about it more if it happens. But all right, what else you want to talk about here as far as the Sabres go before we get into some of our Thanksgiving stuff around the league? Anything
Well,
anything burning on your mind right now?
how long? Well, I got a couple things. How long did Don say that Tate is going to be out for the listeners?
So he said, so when the injury happened a week ago, he said that at first he said that he didn't have an exact timeline. He said basically like a couple months, but he was real vague with it, real general. He just said week to week. So, but I think most people are saying that kind of 6 to 8 weeks. I would think 4 weeks would be like the earliest. So
Okay. Well, we fucking need him. So I really hope that hand heals up. Like do as many like wrist strengthening exercises as possible, Tage. We need you back, bud.
I mean, if the injury was about a week ago, I don't remember. Was it what game was it? Was it the Winnipeg game?
Winnipeg. It was Winnipeg. Yeah.
So we played Winnipeg. Was it last Wednesday or last Thursday? I think it was last whatever it was,
Friday.
but
Friday. Friday.
last Friday. Okay.
Yep.
Um, so I mean, 4 weeks puts you at the 8th of December. A couple weeks or 2 months puts you at the turn of the new year. I mean, if it's so you figure best case scenario, if he misses 4 weeks, he's probably missing. He's already missed two. In the next couple weeks, he would probably play another 6 games. So he's probably missing 8 games. And if he's out the whole 2 months, he's missing, upwards of like 18 to 20 games. So like
Oh
that's
my
like a
God.
quarter of your season. So you got to try and stay afloat during that time.
Yep. That's awful. Well, how about a positive one? Is Zach Benson staying with the Buffalo Sabres?
Dude, I like I said, there's no way. There's literally no way they can. Okay, I'll say this, if he gets sent down, the Wenatchee Wild can just like whatever the Western Hockey League's trophy is, like just fucking put their name on it right now. Because Matt
Okay.
Savoy
So
went down and
this
is
is the
just
cool thing.
lighting it up, and
This is the
Benson's gonna
this
go
is the
down there
cool
and
thing.
just light it up.
This is the cool thing about Benson going down. He would 100% represent Canada at the World Junior in December. Him and Matthew Savoy on a line for Canada. That just sounds sick. And so the thing about the Western Hockey League is, yeah, they have their championship, but the winner of the Western Hockey League, the Canadian or the Ontario Hockey League and the Quebec League all play in a 4 team tournament with the host of the tournament in one of the leagues for the Memorial Cup, and that's the championship of the CHL. Each league gets one representative and then a host, and that's how you win the trophy for that season, and that's it.
So you're riled up for that. You know when I say I don't care, just keep him with
Yeah,
us.
yeah, no, yeah, fuck that. I mean, he's just scored the nastiest goal we're gonna score all season. Like,
Do
and it's
you
nothing.
honestly think? Okay, so if you're in the Sabres locker room right
And
now,
okay, let me interrupt you. Let me interrupt you. He's also on the ice with 5 minutes left in the third period of games. I think he's got the trust
well,
of
he
the
was out
coach.
in overtime.
Yeah, yeah, he's got the
He was out
trust.
in the overtime. He almost caught a breakaway. But do you honestly think if you're in the Sabres locker room right now, if you're any player, do you think any of them want Benson to go? No, they all want him to
No,
stay. He's
no.
playing some of the best hockey on the entire team, and it's that message that you're sending to these guys. Again, you didn't make enough moves, and then you're sending one of your young kids down that's showing a lot of potential that
Like
all
they
these
got
guys have
lucky with
said they love playing with and love being teammates with, and you're just going to get rid of him. Like, what is that messaging that you're sending?
yeah
If he was
they
really outmanned, then I'd say yes, but there's no way. There's no way.
yeah in the I'd say for a couple games there he was looking a little rough and I was like kind of leaning well maybe they should send him back, but I mean he was playing through injury, like he was out for a little while, but now that he looks healthy, man, he's such a good player. At 18, he's hounding pucks. He battles more along the wall than almost any player on the team, and he's like
Yeah,
what 160 pounds.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
He's got like infinite levels of dog. I love it.
Yeah, he's playing good, and like I don't know, like you can see sometimes he gets bumped off pucks. Like
Yeah,
these
because
guys
he's
are stronger than him.
160 fucking pounds.
Yeah, they're bigger than him. They're stronger than him. But like again, he's not. Dude. He finds the right places to be. Like he almost had a tipping goal today. He's one of the players on our team. Like for being 160 pounds, he's in front of that net a ton. So like he's
Yeah,
not
I know he
afraid to
is.
get
He takes
into
a
those
beating
grimy
too.
places.
He takes a fucking beating in front of the net. Like I admire that so much in a player. And like you said, his hockey IQ is just off the charts. You rarely see him in a bad position. He's always trying to strip pucks. There's like you said, there's I think honestly it's like a 0.00001% chance that he gets sent back.
All right, so it's funny too because I'm gonna shout out my buddy Matt that I work with because he texted me during the game. We were talking about Benson because everyone was going crazy after that goal. I talked to like 7 people like right away like after that goal happened because it was just insane. So my buddy Matt sends me a text, same thing like oh my god because he knew I work late, so he's like oh I hope you saw that goal. I'm like oh yeah dude I'm plugged in. I'm like I'm watching. That was sweet. And so then I'm like, I told him what I just told you. I'm like, there's no way they can send this kid down now. I'm like, he just signed his contract for this season, and he goes, well, he still only has one goal. And I'm gonna tell you what, I immediately owned him. I'm just like saying I shut it down right away because okay, so he's got one goal in 9 games, right?
Yep.
Sabres have
What does he have?
played.
Two assists? He has 2 assists or something
Oh,
like
he's got
that. What is
four
it? I don't
assists.
even know. Holy shit. Okay.
So he's got one goal, 4 assists, so 5 points in
Pretty good.
9 games, right? How many players on the Sabres are outpacing that? Like, there's not is
That's a
like
problem too. That's a
that
problem.
is a
I think
problem, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way. So you could say, oh, he's got one goal in 9 games, like my buddy Matt, the absolute fool that he is, or you can actually,
I'm just
or
getting fucking cooked on this pod. He's just getting cooked like the turkey I'm gonna have tomorrow. Just getting cooked.
so and then I didn't get a response from him. So he absolutely
Oh,
knew
he's
that
bad.
I
He's
straight up
just
dummied him in the text. It was ridiculous, but but that's the thing. It's like he's contributing. He is contributing, and like I said, he hasn't been a big liability out there. He's gonna get, like the Bills say. The Bills say iron sharpens iron. That's
yeah,
wants going on here. So
yeah.
it's
It is
we'll
it
we'll
is
see,
good for
but.
him. I'm super happy for him. He someone hook him up with a real estate agent. He needs to rent an apartment in Buffalo. Get him out of the Marriott. Get him out of the fucking Marriott because that's where he's living right now. And get him an apartment in Buffalo because he needs one. Maybe have a
He's
couple.
living in the Marriott right now.
Yeah, actually, a lot of guys that like come here and don't like aren't really sure if they're gonna be here. They like live in the fucking hotel for a while. It's crazy.
I
But
mean, he can stay with me if he wants.
yeah, fuck it. You're 18. Katie can cook him dinner. That'd be sick. You know,
Yes.
he could like
Fucking A.
he could watch your kids on off days or some shit. That'd be cool. But
Okay, so I
man,
want to talk about Savoy for a minute here.
oh yeah, good for yeah. He did. I mean, we already made fun of the fact that he played 4 fucking minutes, but he is absolutely ripping up. the fucking Western Hockey League right now, just
Yeah,
toying with that.
but here's the thing. Okay, so like I want to get into that for sure because he is like ripping up the Western Hockey League. But like if you're Matt Savoy, and they obviously had some conversations with him internally, but like if you if you didn't have some conversation with them and and you were just kind of like pissed that they left, like they didn't really give you a good reason other than like, hey, we don't have a spot for you right now. We're going to send you down for some development. Next year is going to be the year. Like, and now you're watching these games and Benson's going off and you're seeing the team be inconsistent and these guys that you could easily be playing with. Aren't you pissed? Like, you're like, I didn't even get more than 4 minutes and like, you're just going to make my decision like off of 4 minutes. I just like, the more I
I
watch
know.
this team and like how much a player like Savoy and his skill set could help us like put pucks in the net, generate some more offense. I'm like, this guy's got to be so pissed right now that he got 4 minutes and they told him, "Screw you." Like I don't. It
Well,
just enrages me.
part of me thinks that it was either one or the other, him or Benson. You know, but I think the guy that really has a right to be pissed is Yuri Cooley, who is scoring at a ridiculous pace in the AHL. I think he scored again tonight. He's got 11 goals in 15 games.
Yeah, he scored again tonight. So we'll get into Emerson a little bit, but yeah, the Emerson played 3 games since the last week, like the Sabres, and he scored in the last two, and he scored in overtime today. He's up to 11 goals on the year now.
There's one more thing I want to talk about before we get into Thanksgiving, and I want to talk about Owen Power. So the Twitter, so people have been calling like Saber fan like the Saberhood. Do you fuck with that? Do you like that or no?
Saberhood?
Yeah, do you like that? Is that a cool like
No,
that?
not at
Like
all.
no, yeah, I think it's lame as hell. Like it's more
Like
Bill's
a
Mafia
neighborhood?
money. Yeah, yeah.
No, no, I don't like that.
It's not catching on like Bill's Mafia did, right?
I
Like
like
that
Saber
that's
Nation.
yeah, I do too. But like you could say anything nation. People are saying Saberhood on Twitter. I think that's lame. But
No.
anyway, so
What else could it be? What else could we say there?
I don't fucking know. Maybe we'll come. Maybe we'll think of it, and then we'll be the next 26 shirts. Um, dude. So power discourse has been crazy on Twitter. You got like at the After the Whistle podcast with Andrew Peters and Craig Revay. Just he did a podcast with Paul Hamilton recently, WGR. Um, right? Well, I guess not beat writer, but he follows his team, whatever.
Power did?
And yeah, no, Hamilton went on there with those two guys. They're
Okay.
all three of them were like, oh, maybe you should sit power for a game, blah blah blah. And I wanted to fucking whip my phone at the concrete while I'm listening to this podcast. The Owen Power doesn't have man strength yet. Like he's going to get out muscle at times, like in front of the net. He is a child. He is 20. Happy birthday too, Owen Power. Nice, How about having your 21st birthday on the day before Thanksgiving? Oh my God, if that was me, I'd get obliterated. Holy shit. But
Yeah, I didn't even know it was the biggest party day until like recently.
yeah, that's how we're old. But
Yeah, I had no idea.
he's driving offense like a crazy person. Like he gains the zone easily, plays great offense, and his mistakes you see them more because he's playing so many minutes. Like we're doing this is the same conversations that we're having now that we had about Darlene like 3 years ago. So we're just like making the same mistakes, being like, oh, this guy's not ready, he's not good. Just let him play out of it. He's going to be fine. Everyone just needs to take a chill pill. And the charts are showing. I mean, not like a big chart podcast, but like they're showing that he is driving play with him on the ice. The Sabres are outscoring teams. Like yes, he's on the ice for some goals against. Everyone is on the ice for some goals against.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to sit. I think that discussion is ludicrous.
Yeah, no, I've seen all this. I mean, 100% what's driving this is just the new contract this year and
Yeah,
like
you're
that the
right.
fact that
I
he got
mean,
paid. But like you got to remember like that contract is for what he can become. Like it's not like he gets paid this 8 million bucks and like he's all of a sudden an $8 million player. Like he's
and
going to mature into that contract. I think it might only be 7 whatever. I think it is 8 actually, 8.2 or something.
no, I think it's 7, but I don't. It doesn't even kick in until next year.
Right. So
I'm
that's what I'm saying.
pretty
Like
like
he's
it's
not
on.
he's already not making that money, but like he'll grow into that and it could have I mean next year or the year after it could be like you're looking back on it like Tate. Well, not it's not going to be to the degree of Tage, but like it could at some point be a bargain for this team. He's been okay. I actually thought he looked pretty rough tonight. There was points where he was skating around tonight, and I actually was wondering like, is he injured? He just looked like tonight, especially. He looked a little
Well,
bit more
dude, he
slow.
got fucking blasted by Tom Wilson. He got crushed. I think he might have been putting Riley to bed at this point because he got fucking hammered in the corner by Owen Power. I honestly thought he got concussed. Like
No,
he
that was
got
at like
fucking
center ice.
no, it was before that. Like it was
Oh, so
before
he got
he
him a
got
couple
hit.
times. That's
He
why
got
Greenway
hit.
is pissed.
I think I yeah. No, yes. So yeah, Wilson was running around like crazy. He hit Power, I think, a solid 3 times. And the first time, dude, like he hammered him. And I thought he was hurt. Like I'm like, oh, he's not coming back from that. And then he gets hammered again and again. And I think that kind of contributed a little bit to him, wandering around a little bit, not with his head on at times. But then there were at times where he was carrying the puck up the ice, skating the zone, finding the open man. So it's really give or take right now. But he's a 21-year-old defenseman. Like, what are people expecting here?
It is interesting though, because like if that's something Wilson was like obviously going out of his way to do, I mean, then that's
Yep.
that's something that he saw on tape. Like, hey, if we get to
Well,
this guy, if we hit him a few times, he might start second guessing things, or he might kind of shut down a little bit. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, he's definitely been inconsistent this year. I would still say he's been more of a pro than a negative. Like you said, everyone's
oh
at
yeah,
some point
absolutely.
on the ice for goals. So it is what it is. I mean, he had a great rookie year. I mean, it's just like it's his sophomore season. He'll get there.
Yeah, I think
What
like
other
Maddie
options do we
Beniers.
have? I mean, what other options are
I
there? What are you going to call up
dude,
Riley Stillman?
you gonna play Jacob Bryson?
Exactly. I just don't understand. Like you can bring up
No,
Kale Clegg or Stillman, but like you're not like you're no you're gonna play Owen Power and you're gonna let him work through it. So
dude. So the crazy thing. Oh my god, I had a thought in my head, and oh, okay, here it was. So Maddie Beniers, I'm not sure if he's turned it around since the beginning of the season, but dude, he was
he's
having a
like a minus
horrible.
18 right now.
Yeah, he was having a horrible season, like not getting points, getting scored on constantly. So like these young kids, man, like it's an up and down. They're still developing, and I'm not worried about Owen Power one bit.
Also, like at least I can listen to an Owen Power interview. If you ever hear Matty Beniers talk, that dude, he sounds like your college frat boy, like 100%. That just
Yeah,
like
but doesn't
was.
he doesn't he look like a kid that like does like goes to Harvard and shit, and he's like, give you my business card. Like that's what he looks like to me. He looks like
I don't
a
know. I just
normal.
like anytime I hear him talk though, his voice is just like, oh man, I don't even want to try and imitate it right now because I got a little bit of a cold and I'm already a little like raspy down there, and it's just like to
And
create that rasp, I just couldn't do it. I'd like strain a vocal cord.
this pigeon does the podcast from his garage where it's probably 26 degrees right now. So
Dude,
we don't
it
want you. We don't,
it is cold in here right now, but as soon as I get on the mic, it just like that blood starts pumping, and I just warm up. But yeah,
yeah.
as we progress through the season here, and it gets progressively colder, I am already starting to look into options for a space heater. But yeah, I'm gonna start decking out my little nook here. See, like right here, if you're watching on Spotify, I got my little fridge here. So maybe like some Sabres magnets here or some stuff behind me. I got it at Sabres Spotlight. Check it out right there, peeps. If you haven't already subscribed, check it out over there. Yeah, so I mean, it'll turn into a nice little nook here as we go.
Well, it also helps the sound of my voice. It tends to warm people up. So
Oh,
I'm,
it's
I'm
just the most soothing thing I've ever heard it in my life,
uh
besides my wife's voice.
nice. That's amazing. I love that. Let's talk about some. Let's move on here because I think we're done with the little Sabres chat. Because honestly, I might cry if we continue on with
Yeah,
the Sabres.
dude, it was so frustrating though. I was like, I was so pumped. I was like, after we were up 2-0, I'm like, we are winning this game. We're gonna be riding high into the podcast tonight. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna get into Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm gonna eat all this food. I'm gonna be so happy. The Bills got a big win, and then they go and do that shit, and I just like, oh, I knew it. I could just feel it. I could just feel it because this team, I'm telling you, the last minute, it's like the worst part of my week. Those three times the periods are ending 3 days a week. I'm just like, I hate it. I just absolutely hate it.
You just don't look forward. Just I mean, as soon as the clock hits 60 seconds after, you're like, well, this is gonna be a ride.
It's like when I'm in high school and like I stop listening to my teacher at like 2:50 because school lets out at 3. Like that's what the Sabres do on the ice. They just stop listening and paying attention to all things in that last minute.
That's hilarious.
All right, so what we're gonna do?
Uh,
You want to do Thanksgiving here?
well, if we want to jump around the league for a minute,
Yeah, we can jump
just
around the league. I don't care.
there's only really a couple things that happened, but dude, how about Milan Lucic like catching a domestic violence charge? That's so sad, super sad.
Yeah, this was kind of a crazy thing. So like details are still coming out on this, but like he was arraigned on an assault charge. He's not with the team right now. Indefinite leave of absence. They're doing investigating. Apparently, he was per a Boston Police Department report stated that he was appeared to be intoxicated. His wife said that Lucic was trying to choke her. So again,
Oh my
we don't want to
god,
speculate on this,
dude.
but definitely not a good situation right now for Lucic over in Boston.
Yeah, I guess this happened like a similar thing happened. I'm not sure if that was the same girl, but like 2011, he also like the police were also called to his house for a domestic violence charge. So he's got a history, and it's awful, man. I really hope like his wife gets the help that she needs, and he gets the help that he needs because it's really awful. I mean, they say that like putting your hands on like your significant other's throat is like preemptive to like murder. So like
Yeah,
the police need to step in here and fix this issue and get them both like whatever they need so that they both can be safe because it's clearly not a good environment right now.
no, there's
Going
clearly it's
going in the
clearly like a
West.
toxic relationship going on in there, and yeah, I don't know, man. That's tough. I mean, I can't imagine like hitting a woman, like let
No,
alone my
especially
wife, dude.
not your wife. Come on.
Yeah,
No, absolutely not. Ever.
it just
Ever.
like even thinking about it just like makes my skin crawl. Like I could never, even if like like even if me and Katie like get into like a hell of a fight, like, and I get so mad, like I've never even thought about it. I'm like, and I have a pretty decent temper. Like
Me, me
I can get
either.
pretty mad. Like when something pisses me
Of
off, like we were
course.
saying on last podcast, like when I'm fixing something and it should have taken me a minute and it takes me an hour, like I can get pretty mad. But like I would never ever do that. I can't imagine.
Oh, I know. It's terrible. I feel the same way, man. Sometimes those wires cross, but they never cross like that for me at all. Like it's I can't even fathom. I can't fathom it.
All right. Well, let's go on. So there's only a couple other things here. Jack Hughes returns for New Jersey. He scores, but it's good for them to have him back. What you know? What we put this in there. I don't really give a fuck, especially with Tage being out. Like, oh, yeah, good
I
for Jack
know.
Hughes. They still
Yeah,
suck.
good for him. Good for him. Yeah, they're like 1-6 in their last seven. I just saw it. They're terrible right now.
Yeah, yeah. Fire Lindy.
Dude, so they just gave him an extension too. Dude, so the World
Would
Cup
you
of
take
Hockey is
him?
no, fuck no, no,
You
no,
wouldn't take
no,
Lindy over Donnie right now?
no, 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 nope, nope, no
Yeah, you
chance.
can't rekindle an old flame, but
No, no, you can't. The World Cup of Hockey is coming back, I guess, in 2025, but it's only a four-team tournament. I guess this is how the Canadian women or the women do it, but like in women's hockey, Canada, the U.S., Sweden, and Finland are like the only good teams. What is up with like, how are they not including like the Czech team or the Slovakian team or Germany or especially Russia? Like I get like the overseas stuff with like uh Russia and Ukraine, but Russia is a hockey powerhouse. It is they need to be involved in hockey like in international tournaments. You can't have a legitimate international tournament without Russia, in my opinion. And the fact that they're being snubbed and will probably be snubbed in the next international tournament for the NHL is kind of ridiculous to me.
yeah, this is kind of a weird thing for me because it's like the I'm sure like for the US, like all right, that's cool. It's like you literally have a 25% chance of winning. Like all right, I mean if you only allow 4 teams in, like all right, cool. Like I got a 75% chance of at least getting the bronze medal, like whatever. Like, but I don't understand how like so obviously the Russians like that's one thing, but like why can't there be more teams? Like there's these hockey leagues all over the place, and it's like the people say like, oh, like they don't have enough NHLers. Like you don't need NHLers. Like if you're just getting the best hockey players from your country, come out and play.
Well,
You
look
might get
at
hosed. You know, you might get dummied like 20 to 5, whatever. You know, but like they won't care. These players want to play for their country. Why? Why? I feel like they could
Look
get
at
a
like
ton of
Germany.
teams in this if they really wanted to.
Look at Germany. For Germany, you'd have Paterka, Draisaitl, Moritz Seider. I'm sure I'm forgetting other Germans. Like you got NHLers that are going to be on that team. So it's not like they'd be a pushover. I'm sure they'd get I'm sure they get crushed. But like you got NHLers on that team. I mean, even for like the friggin' you can do the last time they did the World Cup, they did the North American like they did Canada, Sweden, Finland, Russia because there was no like ban on Russian players. And then I think another team, and they did a North American under 23 team, which was sick. It was amazing. It was like Canadians like McDavid, McKinnon, fucking, and then U.S. players like Eichel, Goudreau. They were all on the same team. It was nasty. And then to make up for the European teams that weren't in it, they did a Team Europe. So they had like Germany, Czechs, Slovaks, and Austrians and Norwegians all on the same team. It was awesome. Why can't they do that again? It was fantastic.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Four teams
You
sucks.
you could do a lot with this stuff. I was even thinking like even if you didn't separate it by nation, but just like if you wanted to just like invite all the top players, like whoever you deem the top players from all around the world, and they could just say, "I want to participate" or "I don't," and then you just draft teams. Like you could draft like 10 teams, and
Oh, that'd be
they'd
so
be
cool.
they'd be international, but like you'd have what everyone's been dying for, like seeing the best players play against the best players, and it'd be like, oh my god, like McDavid's playing with Tage tonight, like whatever it is, like I don't know,
Dude,
that just popped in my head right now, but
that never I've never thought like heard of that idea being parroted around, but that'd be so fun. That'd be so much fun.
yeah, yeah, whatever. I
Like
mean, but
I kind of think that like once I mean who knows how long Putin is going to invade Ukraine for, but you need the fucking Russians, man. You really need it, and it's really not fair to the players either that they're paying the price for their dictator. I don't think that's very fair at all, honestly. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it's 3 years away. We'll see. I mean,
it'll expand eventually.
yeah, I think so too. But
The
starting
first
with like
step is just getting something going, and if this is kind of the first step and they can build off that, then that's good. But you got to at least start the ball, and that's what this is doing. And then you can hold this event and figure out pros and cons from there. Because who honestly, who the fuck knows? The global landscape right now is just a shit show. So like in another 3 years, it might be some other nation that they're just blacklisting. Like you never
right,
know. So.
right, yeah, I get it. Let's get into the fun portion of the podcast.
All right, so we got a couple things planned here. We did mention last time we were gonna do like a top five list, and that's not the main, the bulk, like the meat, or should I say the turkey of like what we're gonna do here.
The turkey.
But we're gonna run through that real quick. Excuse me. We'll do like our top foods, and then we got some Thanksgiving this or that. So we just found like a random website that had some pretty fun shit in there, and we each picked a few. We have no idea what the other one has picked, but we can ponder some of those for a little bit. But we'll start with the foods, and I think the listeners and even us agreed last time you probably dominated me with the trick or treat list. So I'm hoping for some redemption here, and I'm really just trying to show your buddy that I'm not an absolute creep.
Dude, you want to know something crazy? So my family, my brothers are out right now. My brothers are out like getting fucked up or somewhere. Dude, my brother's friend's car just got stolen.
Oh my
Like
god,
she drives a Kia. The Kia boys got her.
the Kia boys! All right, send it out.
Okay.
Send out
Anyway,
the
that's
send out the alert. We're looking for a
I just
Kia.
I just had to fucking throw that out there. That's absolutely insane while I was looking at my list here. But all right, let's start off with foods, dude. So let me go first. Let me go first because I might have a hot take for my number five. Let's go 5-1, like we did last time. Worst to
So
best.
okay, all right. I just listed five. Let me see if they're in order right
You
now.
gotta sort them. You gotta sort them.
All right, give me. Yeah, I'm gonna sort them real quick. Give me 1 second. So we're gonna move this guy down here. I think I got a pretty solid list here.
This is great
Um,
podcasting.
all right, all right. That's good. I'm ready.
All right, I'll run my fifth. My number five is turkey.
Turkey is your five. Wow.
It's just it's okay. Like it's not the best. It's kind of dry. Like I don't know. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, are you going? Well, I mean, would
It's
you have
definitely
gravy
on
or
my
no?
yeah, of course. But it's definitely on my plate. It's on my plate, but it's not my favorite. It's
You
fine.
going white meat or dark meat?
Both, honestly. I think
You
they're
get a
both
little bit of
fantastic.
both, huh?
Yeah. I like a little variation, little white, little dark meat. It's great.
That's interesting. Okay, I didn't know that about you. That's interesting. Okay, uh, turkey is on my list as well, but I'm gonna wait until you to
Okay.
tell you where it is.
Okay. What's your five?
This I honestly feel like this like as soon as I say this, people are gonna eye roll again, and be like, "Here we go again, Matt with his fucking list." But like, this is the only kind of questionable one. But honestly, my number five, applesauce,
Okay. That
dude.
I don't think that's weird. I don't think that's weird at all.
Okay, so like
Applesauce
we
fuck. Applesauce fucks, dude. It's so good.
applesauce slaps. Okay, and
Yeah,
here's the thing:
it's good.
this specific applesauce I'm talking about on Thanksgiving, we go to my side of the family in the morning, and then we go to Katie's side. So we do a little double eat, right?
Yep.
It's nice because the second dinner, there's a couple different things. We don't do applesauce with my parents, but her aunt brings this applesauce, and it is incredible. It's homemade. It's cinnamon. It's a cinnamon applesauce. I look forward to it. It's got some chunks in there. It is
Okay.
delicious. It is a 10 out of 10. That's my number
That
five.
sounds that sounds incredible, honestly. Like I respect that. That's great. I do love that. Like if you're going to your significant other, like if you're going to like like her family and then your family, there's variation there. You're getting two different dinners.
Oh yes, it's not the same. It is not the same, and there's different tastes for sure. Like the turkey doesn't necessarily taste the same. The corn, okay, the corn at the two meals
Dude,
is
oh,
definitely different.
what what a segue because my number four, we have this thing that my family makes. It's called hot corn. Okay.
Oh, dude,
It's
you were
it's
telling me about the hot corn.
it's like basically like a baked corn thing, but there's like jalapenos and cheese in it, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't
It
think I've
goes
ever had
so
this hot
hard.
corn.
You haven't, so you're gonna have to come to Thanksgiving one year and bring the kids and have some hot corn. But man, it slaps so hard. I hope my family's gonna listen to this and they'll know because they'll be like, dude, I don't. This kind of was a recent thing too, within the last like 4 years, that someone was just like, I think it was my cousin Jessica that might have brought it the first time, and now it's like in every party thing that my family does.
Yeah, like she
So
brought it once, and everyone was like, "We need this every year."
yep. So now my mom or someone makes it like every year for Thanksgiving. So it's fantastic.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna talk about something in about 5 minutes that's gonna be fucking funny. But I'm
I
just
just
telling.
love when we fuck around like this. Like it's a Sabres podcast, but man, this riffing shit is so funny.
But I'm telling you, in about 5 minutes, when we get to the end of our list, we're gonna talk about something, and I cannot wait for it.
Okay. Go, what's your four? What's your four?
Okay, number four. I'm hyped for this one. Rolls,
Come on, are you
dude.
serious?
There is not. Are you kidding me? Honestly, I I am appalled at your response to that right now. I thought you would be.
No,
I thought you would be hyped about the rolls. I thought you'd be like,
I've
"Oh, rolls are
never
on my
had.
list." I didn't even think about rolls. Roll with butter is so
No,
good. That's what I'm going with. A dinner
I've
roll.
never had a roll in butter in my entire life.
Are you insane?
No, that's a lie. That's a complete lie. But it's just not great to me.
That is serial killer stuff right there. That's like the Kevin Adams and the Carolina Hurricanes jersey there, right there.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I okay. So far you got fucking. What was your first one? I forgot already.
No, no, my first one was the applesauce, but the rolls.
Okay,
You know what the best part
applesauce
about the
rolls so
roll
good.
is, right? So there's a couple different ways you can eat the roll. So obviously with the butter, right? And Thanksgiving rolls are always somewhat warm, so you got the melted butter in there, but you dip a little turkey in there. Ooh, that's so good. And you
And
can
then
go
put them
KFC
on the
style.
sandwich.
You go KFC style. You get a little gravy. You get a little side swipe on the potatoes and the corn there. You got like a little dinner roll bowl.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds really good. I like that. I like the way that sounds. But like the way I put my list together, I don't know if you did, was like this is my plate. Like this is what I'm getting on my plate.
Yeah, a roll's on my plate.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying like if I'm going for to get a plate, like these are the five core things I'm getting.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty much what I did too.
All right. Cool. Number three. Number three. Number three. Cornbread.
Oh,
Cornbread
cornbread is good.
smashed.
That is a good one.
Cornbread is bonkers. I guess it's like the same as your bread, your roll take, just a little bit different, just a little sexy. But man, it's so good. You can put a little warm, like you just said, some warm fucking butter on that. Oh my God, just
No,
crush
like
it.
cornbread with like actual corn in it.
Yeah. What else is cornbread? I have no
Well,
idea.
because there's like mixes, where it's really just a bread that kind of tastes like corn, or you can actually have like chunks, like
Oh,
kernels
I
of
never
corn in there.
fucking. No, there's definitely not kernels. I will say there's not kernels.
I'm pretty sure you can have cornbread with actual with actual
Not,
kernels. If you're listening and that's not a thing, and I completely made that up, let me know. But I'm pretty
like
sure like actual cornbread has like legit like corn kernels in it.
like when you said that, my brain shut off.
I could tell. I could be stupid with that, but if not, that should be a thing. Like peanut butter. Like you have chunky peanut butter and smooth peanut butter. There should be chunky cornbread and then smooth cornbread.
Oh my God. That probably is a thing. That probably is a thing. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's my third cornbread.
Okay, all right, we got some variants here. My number three, mashed potatoes.
Okay. Yeah, with the
Just
gravy,
yeah, just mashed potatoes. My mom
not
makes
much to
some
say. Not
great.
much to say there.
Yeah, my mom makes great mashed potatoes. You know what I love lately? You get a little get like mashed potatoes. You get a little sour cream in while you're mashing them.
Oh, that's just oh, come on.
That's not
Like
for Thanksgiving, but I'm just saying like this is as an
isn't that
aside,
like
a
normal?
soliloquy, if you must.
Don't you normally put sour cream in mashed potatoes though when you're smashing them? Is that like a normal thing?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I think it's just you just mash them like that. But a homemade mashed potato is so much better than a mix, obviously,
Oh
because you
yeah.
get the little
Yeah.
chunks in there and stuff. And my mom makes some good mashed potatoes. But yeah, I mean, for Thanksgiving, I'm just throwing a little butter, a little gravy in there. That's it.
Yep. Yeah. Shout out to all the moms. You guys are, making Thanksgiving wonderful for the whole family.
All right, number two.
My number two is mashed potatoes.
Okay, all
So
right.
really not much to say here. I mean, fuck, man. I will just you're giving me the mashed potatoes, you're giving me the gravy boat, and I'm going ham.
Mashed potatoes are a filler upper.
Yeah.
They'll get the stomach full.
Like, dude, you know what I do? I'm an absolute psycho. So I will eat my first plate, and then I will go up and get just a plate of mashed potatoes.
Just the mashed potatoes. You
Yeah,
put them in
just
like
them.
a design on your plate or anything,
Yeah, no, just like
like
a
a
bowl,
smiley face or anything.
just like a volcano, and I'm just crushing it with gravy. It's just like a
Just
sicko.
Pompeii, just
Yeah,
Pompeii in
yeah,
the middle of your
yeah.
plate
Like
there.
Mount Vesuvius is just going off.
You put the little corn kernels down there, like the little people that are like burning with the gravy
Oh
lava.
my God, it's so sad. Oh my God.
Well, my number two is turkey, so like that's we
Okay,
can.
so that was my fifth. Okay,
Yeah, I'd
so you went
go
dark meat, light meat. What do you like?
white meat.
I'm surprised you're into the darks.
So white meat would be the way to go with that. Gravy, of course, uh, and then we're to number one here.
My number one is stuffing, dude. Stuffing is the goat. Stuffing is the best. It is the
Dude,
best.
okay, come on. That is so basic, dude. Like stuffing is everyone's number one. Just like Reese's peanut butter cups is everyone's number one Halloween trick or
I'm
treat.
basic, man. I'm basic. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to
Stuffing
say.
didn't make my list actually, and I love stuffing. I do love stuffing, and maybe that's a little hot taking that it didn't make my list. But number one for me, green bean casserole
Okay, that didn't make my list at all. That's
with
not
the little
good.
fries on top. Ooh, like
No.
little fried chips. Those are good. You get a little like whatever it is, cream of mushroom soup. You get the French green beans in there, and then oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Just this just made me really hungry. Not gonna lie. And it's 11:10 at night.
All right, you want to
Oh my
before
God,
we go?
I could just go for just like, how like the white meat is like the big old pieces and then you got like another piece of fucking dark meat right on top of that and you're just dipping it all in gravy. Oh my God, I'm just gonna go so ham. Like this is gonna be fantastic.
There's somebody listening to this right now that like is on their way to work that didn't eat breakfast, and now they're just like, oh fuck, I got to stop at Tim Hortons and like get myself some food right now because I'm so hungry.
Yeah, dude, that is super funny.
All right, so before we go on to this or that's, you want to review, you go through, just run through your top five again real quick, and then I'll do mine.
All right, so I got Turkey is my fifth, then hot corn, then cornbread, then mashed potatoes, then stuffing.
That's a solid list. That's a solid list. So that's your
Well,
plate. That's your plate.
yeah, that's my plate, man. And I guess you could include the variation. You're getting the gravy with the mashed potatoes. I'm personally, I'm getting both the white and the dark meat. I'm getting the cornbread with whether it comes with corn kernels or not. I'm fucking that up.
That's solid. All right. So then I was applesauce, rolls, mashed potatoes, turkey, green bean casserole.
Yeah, I mean, great plate. That's a great plate. Thanksgiving is the best. I almost asked you one of my this or that's on accident.
All right. Well, speaking of that, let's get into that. So we'll do. We got a few of these each. I think I'll start off this one because you started off the food one.
Okay,
All right. So and I'm actually kind of like super interested to see if we have the same ones here or not. Let's see. My first one.
I'm looking down at my phone. I want to see. All right, I got him.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta find. Okay. My first one was number 22.
I have no idea. I just wrote him down.
All right. So this one here. Would you rather get $100 for
I
every
don't have a phone.
slice of pie you ate, or get $1,000 for eating no Thanksgiving food at all?
Okay, so hold on. So you get $100 per slice of pie,
Yep, or
or
a
or
grand.
just
Someone writes a grand for you right now. Check, but you're not allowed to eat any Thanksgiving food.
no. I'll eat the pies. I will eat a whole pie. Whole pie is what, 8 slices? I'm good with the $800. I could do it.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, it
I
really
could
comes down to like what you think you can put away. So, dude, okay, shout out my buddy Will at work. This guy. Well, you know what? Don't really shout him out because he's brand new. Like, I don't want to give him too much credit, but like we were talking about this, and this dude said, I asked him this same question because I knew I was going to be using it on the pod. And this guy, he's tall. He's a skinny guy, but dude, he said he could put away 20 slices of pie and he'd be taking home two
No,
grand.
no way, dude. No way. Like, there's no
I was like,
shot.
hey, if you
What
can,
is he like the what is he like the Joey Chestnut of physical therapy?
apparently, yeah.
No shot, bro. No shot.
So for me,
Will is capping, dude. Will is just capping.
for me, yeah, he was. I mean, dude, there's no way he's done me eating that many slices of pies.
No
I
way.
would, I would, oh, man. See, this is tough because there's no way in hell that I would eat 10 slices to equal that $1,000.
Right,
But
right.
then
But
I
you can't just
also
not eat.
don't want to not eat
Yeah,
and
I
take a
think
thousand
I
dollars.
to me the answer was easy. Like it wasn't. It didn't even take thought.
So you're saying like I'm just gonna eat pie and get $100 per slice.
Yeah, for sure. But you're also eating everything else. So like you're happy. I feel like that's worth the money. What do
So
you think?
so just to clarify, you took the $100 for every slice.
Yeah.
You say you
Yep.
take about eight. You eat about eight.
And this is after eating Thanksgiving dinner. Like I'm confident in my ability.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, this is really tough for me because I'm not a big pie guy either. Like, I'm not huge on pie, so that's what I think. I'm still gonna do that. I'm still gonna do the $100 for every slice of pie because there's
Yeah.
no way I'm not eating any Thanksgiving food at all.
Well, let's say you eat 2 pieces of pie and you come up with $200. Honestly, that the food you eat is worth $800 in my opinion.
That's true. That's true. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that $200. I'm gonna take it to Seneca One Niagara Casino. I'm gonna put that on black. I'm gonna quick double up to $400, and then I'm gonna go over to blackjack. I'm gonna play blackjack for a couple hours. I'm probably gonna lose it all, be down to like $50, and I'm just gonna take $50 home. So there we go.
Well, no, and then what you'll do is you'll take $50 and go bet on the Sabres to lose, and then you'll win your money back.
Okay. Oh, okay. One last thing, but random thing before we go on to the next thing. Speaking about betting on the Sabres, why, why did we get rid of the predict the Sabres? That game was so
Well,
fun.
it was on the app. It was awesome.
Yes, yes. I loved playing it every friggin' week, every game. I'm a little bit on tilt about that. As soon as the season started, and I logged onto my app, and I was like, oh, I'm ready. I'm like, I'm gonna predict the fuck out of the Sabres tonight, and nothing, bupkis, just gone.
Bupkis. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, I was disappointed too, man. I was disappointed too.
All right, what's the next one?
All right, so here's my first one, and I feel like this is a banger of a question. Okay, would you rather eat 2 days of Thanksgiving dinner or 2 days of Christmas dinner?
Hmm. I'm gonna go. See, we don't really do like a thanks. We don't really do like a Christmas dinner, I guess.
Okay.
But you know what? I'm gonna answer this a different way, anyways. I'm gonna say Thanksgiving dinner,
Okay.
and the reason because because I've already talked on this show how I love Christmas. Christmas is hands down my favorite holiday. So when Christmas is gone, and I'm talking gone like December 26th, when it's over, I'm sad. I just like, oh man, like the last couple months like leading up to this, and now it's all gone, the holidays. So it's like I'm gonna say Thanksgiving because I'm usually just pretty sad once Christmas is come and gone, and so after Thanksgiving's a 1 day thing. That's perfect. So I can eat a little bit of food after that. But Christmas, no, once Christmas is gone, I'm sad. So
So you want to extend it as long as possible, is what you're saying?
no, no, I don't want to because for me in my head it's done.
Okay. Yeah.
So like if Christmas in my head is already done and then like I'm like eating like Christmas dinner the next day, I'm like, what is this? Like it's in my head it's not Christmas dinner, it's just dinner.
That makes a lot of sense to me. For the record, I said Thanksgiving twice too because I am saying that like okay, so for Christmas it's like similar food but like ham and stuff, and I'm like, I think I'll prefer just to crush another plate of Thanksgiving dinner the next day. So yeah,
You
I'm with you. 2 days of Thanksgiving for sure.
That's a fair point. What we do more like Christmas breakfast,
Oh yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
which I love. If I had to choose between Christmas breakfast or Thanksgiving dinner, I'm choosing Christmas breakfast. All hands down.
No, absolutely not. Wrong, wrong.
For one word, mimosas.
That does. Well, do you remember for my wedding we did beer mimosas?
Yes.
Shout out Sean. Shout out Sean with the beer mimosas.
Oh, dude, yeah, Sean was badass, dude.
Yeah, he puked it in the church. Remember that shit? We were about to go on. We were about to go on, and I was about to go marry my wife, and he's puking in the church right beforehand. So what a goat! What a goat that guy is. I love him.
I don't know if I don't remember that.
Oh, he did. He absolutely did. Because I went in to go take a piss right before we go out, and there was just an absolute fucking mech ton of throw up in the toilet.
All right, so I got my
Oh,
next one here. This I feel like this is
okay.
a good one. I'm excited about this one. All right, so number 26. Would you rather always feel too full or always feel a little hungry?
Too full. Too full.
Dude, too
Yeah.
full. That feeling though is tough.
I know when you just can't even move. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why when I read this, I thought at first reading this, I'm like, oh, that's easy. I'd rather be a little too hungry too. But then I actually thought about how I feel when I'm too full, and I do not want to move. So I don't
Okay,
know.
here's my counterpoint. When I'm even like the slightest bit hungry, I turn into a little bitch. So
You're
I don't
like the
want to be like
Snickers.
that. Yeah, 100%. Like you pass me a Snickers bar and I'm good. So if I felt like that all the time, oh my God, I'd be absolutely horrible to be around.
So you turn into like a Kevin Adams when you're too hungry.
Yeah, a little pussy.
So you're going a little too hungry or a little hungry.
What about you?
Oh man, I don't know, dude. I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, do the same.
Okay.
Do the same.
Okay.
Even though like the feeling too full is like, wait, no. I'm doing opposite. I'm doing opposite. I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going a little hungry.
Okay. Because you don't like the feeling of being full. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, dude. I can't do it. Just
That
walking
makes sense to
around
me.
bloated and just like not wanting to do anything. Just like feeling lethargic. Like no way.
All right. Here's my next one. I'm saving the best one for last, but here's my next one. Would you rather be in the main float at the Macy's parade, or would you rather be hosting the parade on TV?
Which one's the main float?
Like the one that like gets the most airtime, like the well, they get like the most time, like you're on the television, like and you're like waving to the crowd and shit. But you're like you're the guy everyone wants to see. or would you be want to be on TV and hosting that parade?
But the host, let me ask
Is
you
on
this,
TV
because
all
this
the
is going to
time.
answer my question for me.
Okay.
In which role do I talk more? Because I love hearing myself talk. I absolutely love hearing myself talk.
You'd probably hear yourself talk more as the host.
Makes sense. So
There it
so
is. Yeah.
so I'm gonna be the host.
Yeah. I said host as well. It would be fun to host. I mean, being in the parade is cool. You're like the main guy. You're on TV. You're waving to the crowd. You're throwing candy to the crowd. Whatever the hell they do. But no, I would want to be on the television and
Because also, if I was the host, like every 30 minutes, I could be like, "Yo, check out Saber Spotlight," right there at
yeah.
Saber
Oh yeah.
Spotlight. So,
Little plug. Little plug. I love it.
but this is honestly so like the other thing like about me specifically, like we took these. I remember like a few years ago at work at one of our leadership meetings, we took these like personality quizzes that like identified your strength, like basically told you like what type of person you are. And I was what they call a wooer, which is like
Who you are.
every a wooer, which is basically like they were like my work was like pumped that I was a wooer because apparently it's like not something they see a lot, but it's like I want everyone to love me. Like when I meet someone for the first time, like I want them to be my best friend and I want them to like me, and that a hundred
Yeah.
percent is me. Like whenever I meet somebody, even for the first time, like I'm like I need this person to love me. Like I need them to think I'm awesome, not to like fulfill
Right.
me, but just like I'm just outgoing, I guess. So like I feel like I could do a good job at hosting.
I think you'd be a great host too.
I mean, absolutely crush Saber Spotlight, so whatever.
Yeah, you are my goat host, honestly.
All right, is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, dude. Okay, this is my last one, and I'm excited. Okay. Would you rather turn into a turkey on Thanksgiving or turn into an elf on Christmas?
Well, I'm already short, so I'm just gonna say Elf instantly. So that was an easy one for me. Elf. I don't want to be eaten.
But that's the rationale? Just such a short?
Yeah, so I'm already a little elf. I could hand
Okay,
out presents and help Santa. I can't build for shit like we talked about last week, but I can certainly try. Maybe I'll be like Will Ferrell in the movie Elf. I'll just be like bigger than all the elves as a human, and then I can date Zoe Deschanel. That'd be sick.
all right, what if I put this caveat on it? So for the sake of this question, let's say you're spending the next year as this character. So you're a
Oh my
Santa's elf
god.
for a year or you're a turkey for a year.
Well, oh my god. Oh my god. Well,
Cuz think about elf
shit.
responsibility. I mean,
Well,
you are like that is the pinnacle of
yeah,
sweatshops. Like you are
it's like
working 24/7.
it's like slave labor,
You're literally making toys for bajillions and zillions of people.
literally, but 364 days of the year too. Dude, when you put it like that, I might go turkey, dude. I might go turkey. I
That's
might
what
go
I'm
turkey.
saying.
Well, fuck, that was tough. When you put the caveat on that, like, I don't want to be like working for like 4 cents an hour. That sucks.
I mean, turkey. I mean, as a turkey, you legit like could just die. Like someone just killed.
Yeah,
Like
I honestly would prefer that over working in a sweatshop.
someone needs their butter balls, and like you're the butter ball. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, is that worse
I,
than just like working 24/7? I don't know.
I don't like working now as it is, so I'm gonna go turkey.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna, again with that spin on it. As much as I love Christmas, I'm going turkey too. Because I think I could do good in the wild. Like I feel like
Yeah,
in the wild I would be like evasive and like I
yeah,
think I
you'll be
could
like,
survive. I'd gamify it essentially.
yeah, you'll be like, cluck cluck, bitch. I'm Matt the turkey. I'll fuck you up.
I'm like
All right.
I'd basically be like the Mockingjay of turkeys.
I've never seen any of. Well, I have seen a couple of the Hunger Games movies, but I definitely
Yes.
haven't seen them all. Um, Dude, so here's my last one, and let me tell you, this is a banger of a question. Would you rather play one snap in the NFL and you're getting the ball? You're getting the ball, okay? Or sing the national anthem in front of millions before the Super Bowl.
One snap.
You're getting one snap and you're getting the ball up the middle.
Up the middle. Okay, up the middle makes it a lot different.
You're
Because
getting
my
a you're getting a halfback dive with no fullback.
yeah, because my immediate response would have been, I'm just running to the sidelines.
And I changed it from the Macy's because the original question was, would you rather sing the national anthem before the parade? But honestly, nobody watched. Let's like, not a lot of people are gonna watch the parade compared to the Super Bowl. So I'm saying Super Bowl. You're either singing the anthem and
So
you could mess
singing the
up.
national anthem or
You could
taking
mess
a
up. You could mess
taking
up
a
like the guy that probably messed up O Canada last week.
oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. So it's national anthem or taking a Ken Dorsey halfback draw right up the middle.
Sprint draw right up the middle, and you're you're like what, 5'9", like 160.
Me?
Yeah.
No, 145.
Oh, holy fuck, you're a fucking string bean. Oh,
I'm gonna
dude,
say yeah.
yeah, because
I'm
you're
gonna
not
sing.
okay. It's the singing voice that you have now. Like
Yeah, that's
you don't
fine.
get like
It wouldn't be good. It would not be good. But people would make fun. But I can laugh at myself. That's fine. But like if I got tackled by an NFL person, like the consequences would be severe. So
the consequence, dude. I brought this up because I wanted to say how stupid it is for people to be like, I could I could play once. I could gain like there are people that are like, do you think you could gain 5 yards like on an NFL carry? Absolutely not. 0% of people are
no way.
gaining 5 yards in the NFL. 0%. But I gotta say, I'm dumb enough. Give me the fucking halfback dive. I'll put my head down. I'll put my head down I'll put my head down and get crushed by a defensive tackle. I don't care. I ain't singing. I'll tell you that right now. I am not singing.
That's fair. I mean, I could rehab you if anything happens. So
You
whatever.
know, honestly, if if I get hit so hard that I turn into that guy from SpongeBob that's wrapped completely in like wrapping, and he's like, every day I wake up, I break my bones and or I break my arms, and then every night I break my legs. If that's me, the consequences are worth it because I am not singing.
Okay, so we went different routes on that one, but I like it.
We went different routes on almost everything we did today. I love that's what makes us so great.
All right, we got any more, or is that good?
I think that's good. I think we ended it on a fun note for the last half hour. I mean, first 50 minutes we kind of were a little upset, and I'm still a little upset. I know once I get off here, I'm gonna go on Twitter and doom scroll and be really mad and go on a little bit on Discord and bitch. But hey,
Dude, I
this
got
is
one more
this
thing.
is
I said we were gonna come back in 5 minutes and do something funny, and we totally forgot about it.
what?
So now this is like a half hour later, but we were talking about our foods, remember? And I was like, "Oh, we're gonna come back to something funny in
Oh,
5 minutes."
yeah, I forgot you said that.
So, because what I wanted to do before we transition into the this or that was talk about the desserts, honorable mentions,
Oh,
and I was gonna
God,
mention that absolutely fire graham golden graham dessert that your is it your
my
aunt?
aunt. Yep, yep. Shout out Aunt Lisa. You're the best. I
Oh
think
my
her son
god.
Dylan listens to the podcast. Her son Dylan definitely listens to the
Oh,
pod.
dude, shout out
Oh,
Dylan. And Dylan, if you got any leftover golden graham dessert, bring that over to
dude,
my house right now.
dude. My grandma told me that my aunt bought like 20 boxes of graham crackers or golden grams, or no, they're graham crackers, and threw them in her pantry for when she makes this dessert, knowing that like if she makes extra, I'm bringing it home.
Dude, you got to. So, can you describe it for the listeners, like what it is?
Yeah, it's it's marshmallows, uh, like chocolate, like Hershey. They're not. I think Hershey Kisses. I don't even. I can't even think of what I had
Oh
because
yeah,
we
there
haven't had them
are.
in a long time.
Yeah, the
Hershey
just the little
Kisses, and then
chips.
little chocolate chips, and then it's funny that it's my family and you know what it is. And like graham crackers, and it's like baked and like all stuck together. Oh my lord, man! It is like it's crack.
It is so good. It is so good.
So
It's like the
shout out
Sabres
Aunt
winning the
Lisa.
Stanley Cup in my mouth.
Yeah, it is fantastic. I mean, it's not going to be at my actually, I think it's going to be at my mom's house tomorrow.
Oh, dude, if it is, I need some.
I'm gonna snap you. I'm gonna snap you if it's there.
All right, we're wrapping up on that.
Yep, we got what a great ending talking about the crack candy like
We
crack.
talked we talked about the Amherst real quick. Amherst went 2-1 since we spoke last, so they're still playing some good hockey there.
Listen, all you got to say about the Amherst is call Fury Cooling now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's just on a tear. I don't have the schedule as far as looking ahead. Do you know what we got over the next week or no?
I know we play Pittsburgh on Friday.
Oh, that's right. That's the Black Friday game. Yep.
Yep, that's we play them at home. Oh God, we play them at home. Jesus Christ. Hopefully, don't chalk that up to as an L. And then we got the next day against New Jersey, and then Monday against the Rangers, both road games.
Okay, good. So 3 losses.
Oh my God, man! Come on. But yeah, those are three tough games, and then we'll record again on Wednesday.
Too bad we couldn't play New York when Shesterkin was out because he was banged
I
up for a
know.
little bit there. But
You see, oh my God, I think it might have happened tonight. So Jonathan Quick for the Rangers lost his glove in mid play, but the Rangers never touched the puck, so the ref couldn't blow the whistle. And he literally tried making the save with his fucking hand, and the puck went in the net. But he literally tried making the save with his bare hand.
could you
I
imagine if
thought,
he did just
oh,
gloved in with a bare hand?
dude, his hand would be broken. His hand would be broken. I will send you the clip because it was crazy. They're flipping out that the goal got scored.
Oh my god, dude, that if he somehow like made a save though with his bare hand, like I would
Yeah.
just like I'd buy a quick jersey just on the spot.
All right. Well, we got nothing else to say. I'm gonna go jack off and watch Zach Benson's goal 35 times and go to bed. So let's end the podcast.
Dude, I thought you were finally gonna like take over like the creepy person, but then like you made a perfectly rational point of like what you would actually be doing that to, so I can't even complain.
Yeah, I mean he's of age, so it's not that weird, right?
All right, guys. Well, that is it for today. So thanks everybody for listening. As always, follow the show on Apple, on Spotify. Subscribe so
On
you get the
YouTube,
alerts when
on
a new show
YouTube.
comes out. Yep, we are now on YouTube. So check out we'll have that linked into the show notes as well. And it was actually pretty good. We got some whatever it was, like 20 views on the last video, which is for first video not too bad. So yeah, check it out. Every show is going to get uploaded to YouTube from now on there. So if you want to see our faces a little bit bigger and maybe blow them up on like your TV at home, then that's probably the place to do it. Otherwise, just follow us on Twitter. My handle's at Matt Walsh PT. Ryan, you want to go ahead and plug yours?
Mine's at RMC_1492.
Yes, you got the numbers right this time.
Dude, that was crazy. What did I say last week? I don't
I
even
think you
know.
said 1942.
My God.
That was so funny. So RMC_1492. The show is of course at Saber Spotlight. We'll have the email address linked into the show notes down below as well. So if you have any burning questions or things you want us to talk about or discuss, or any of these random things that we do that you want us to do on any shows, go ahead and hit us up for those. But other than that, anything else for the peeps, Ryan?
No, just thanks for letting me fire off some jokes during this podcast. It's all in good fun. Let me rip on you a little bit and ripping on Kevin and Donnie and the team. And I really hope that they can turn around at some point. But I am losing faith a little bit. I'm a little frustrated, as you can see. Hopefully this week is a better week. But happy Thanksgiving to the people out there, and we love you guys.
Yep, everybody have a good Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week. Stay safe, everyone.
Peace.
Bye.